It is the first time that we're getting OMG Swag. It is basically a complete webinar which is going to be on style, and it is going to talk about people, it's going to talk about actors, models, stylists, how they see the industry, who are the people who are behind all this, and how can you understand what styling is. I'm very happy this time that OMG Swag challenge has got a lot of people who have been participating in this, and I've been seeing that there has been wonderful challenges which people got it up. OMG is all about style, passion, and entering the modeling industry. So OMG is the first of its kind of a virtual platform which is giving you a lot of time to make yourself ready for the industry, learn from the experts, make sure that you participate and enjoy every bit of the competition, which is going to be having various rounds, various talents, showcasing platforms. It is a platform which is now going to make you sure that how can you get being OMG, which is the best thing which anybody can get it done staying at home in this virtual pandemic. तो आप ये बताइए कि लोगों को जब आप अपने स्टाइल से आप इम्प्रेस करते हो तो आप उनसे क्या एक्सपेक्ट करते हो? You expect them to make you feel proud that you're doing good? I would say it in one word: OMG. Look at her, look at him. Wow, why are these people getting so stylish and so fashionable? This is what you would love to hear from people who are around you, who are always wanting to see you in the glamour industry. And nothing is better than to get us people noticing you and you make them go OMG. So ask your friends and family to make sure that they follow OMG platform. You Bharat, how are you? How are you keeping all safe?
All right, the best I think we all can manage in our times. Everyone's gone through something or the other of some form or the other. Tough times, but we live with
Right.
it.
So Bharat, how has been the recent styling? I've been seeing a lot of news about Adeline getting ready and all the diva, Miss Divas. You've been styling so many international pageants, and it's so good to get you on OMG platform today for all the aspirant people who are coming up.
Thank you, Parimal. It's obviously Adeline's done extremely well after very long. India at the Miss Universe pageant has found a top 5 placement, and that it's a great launch pad in terms of pageants for people who aspire to be in the industry. So I think the sort of, when a lot of models who started off in the 90s and the early 2000s, the atmosphere was very different. There were very limited girls who would come into the market. But now when there are so many, you always look for that one opportunity where a larger audience can sort of see you. And pageants sort of acceptably provide you with that platform where more people can notice you in that, in one show. And then, of course, there are, whether you want to get into movies or whether you want to get into professional modeling or international placement, then it's up to you. Everyone has to carve their own future. But the initial push, that one leap where, you're standing in front of a ladder, takes you at least to the 5th floor. And from there on, you're on your own again.
True.
Great. So, talking about OMG, Bharat, how do you find OMG as a platform completely when you have been seeing so many aspiring contestants coming up and participating in the face of the year? How did you find this platform and what are your inputs about this platform?
Parimal, since last year, we've all realized that a lot of things have moved digital. And online is sort of the way to go, even when fashion weeks have become virtual now. So scouting for new models also practically makes sense to do it virtually. And also gives an opportunity, what ends up happening is that with Bombay or maybe Delhi and Bangalore being the 3 primary cities in India, a lot of models, aspiring models, don't get the opportunity to fly down or drive down to these cities and make it their profession. You need that push to tell your parents that I have it in me to make it there. When you have a digital platform like OMG, where you have the opportunity to get trained by some of the best people in the industry, to have that platform to showcase what you have, to get groomed by the best, and then you have that thing to tell your family that see, I have done this on a virtual platform. I have been noticed. I have a social media presence now. So now it makes sense for me to take that leap. So I think to a lot of aspirants who are in tier 2, tier 3 cities, I don't think there's a better platform than anything that provides them a digital opportunity.
So that's precisely right, Bharat. We tried as a platform, OMG Face of the Year, to create an unbiased and an independent platform for people to establish themselves. In fact, if one visits the omgfaceoftheyear.com website, the leader page itself shows a lot of leaderboard having a shuffling every day for votes and people going up and down. We're happy that apart from the regular, the aspirants, we're also finding TikTokers and a lot of people from the influencers who also participated in OMG Face of the Year. And the best thing about it is that we are creating a profile page which can be sent as a work link page to people who need to send their bio or send their 3 pictures with a video for their interaction. So we made a complete platform which is going to help them in not only for participating but also making sure that they can send their work links from here. So it's something which has been nobody today in India is taking this type of a step of making you available through a web link or a page where you can talk about your work, about your pictures, and putting up their various challenges and the pre-contest challenges running. Today we had this the OMG Swag challenge going on, and trust me, more than 550 people have been going up with the best possible videos of the 2000 registrations coming up. And very difficult it was for the juries to identify the best pictures and the best videos and giving them a title and giving them selecting them for this challenge contest winners. So this was something which was very challenging for the team and for the jury. And moving forward, it's going to be more tougher. So nothing comes easier. Bharat, how has been your journey as a stylist right from the beginning? I'm sure everybody would like to know you, the way you started your career and today where you are. You're an inspiration to a lot of upcoming stylists as well. And your work is like, it is a dream come true to work with Bharat and to make sure that Bharat is a part of the styling for any event or any activities. So let us know you a little more.
So, Parimal, I actually started as a publicist. I was in public relations and marketing communications, but I was doing it for a Bollywood choreographer. And I was also part of his, not too many people know, but I was also part of his dance troupe for 7 years. So, and as funny as it is, I've actually performed at Miss India before I started styling for Miss India.
Wow.
So this is the year I think Aditi won. So that's how it started. But I used to take a lot of interest in costumes then as well. And then I made the transition, I made the shift, and I sort of, I think knowledge is very important. As much of a blessing as social media and the internet is, it also makes people believe that they can do everything. So today, everyone wants to be a stylist, everyone wants to be a designer, everyone wants to be a model. But I don't know how many people actually want to make the effort to learn. So, but now when you see there are a lot of people who want to be their own bosses. The learning curve is weaker, like a lot of models who also come into shows. They don't have that respect for senior models or supermodels a lot of times. They think they're stars on their own because they may have 25,000 followers on Instagram. So they have to realize a hobby is very different from being an influencer, being very different from taking it up as a profession. So don't mix the three. A model can be an influencer, but an influencer can't necessarily always be a model. Than just be a random person who's changing 50,000 clothes in front of the camera in 30 seconds and making a reel that gets 1 million views. That doesn't count as a model. That just counts as someone who has a great wardrobe.
Your understanding of a model has quite changed over a period of years, and there are a lot of myths where people don't understand that what a real model is and how much of an effort it takes to become a model. Unfortunately, people believe that a little bit of looks and a little bit of clothing and styling attitude is all need to be carried for as a model.
Now it's not even looks because of the whole factor of inclusivity. Now everyone thinks whether they're short, to how Pari was saying that a standard model needs to be at least 5'6" to at least do commercial jobs, or 6 feet as a male model to get fashion shows as a runway model. But today, everyone, because there's inclusivity, people are misunderstanding and misinterpreting that also. Every Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, we'll go out partying, and if someone asks us what we do, we're a model. So the term is misused a lot. So we had a couple of questions I'm seeing there on my screen. Bharat, when it comes to the pageants in the industry, what are the particular things which one should keep in mind
whether it's a male or a female, to get in the pageant industry, what would you recommend?
So, one thing that people must remember is that a pageant is eventually a beauty pageant. So, of course, looks prima facie are is the most important thing, that you need to be groomed. Definition of beauty, of course, differs from likability of a person. Deepika looks very different from Priyanka, looks very different from Shraddha Kapoor, is very different from Alia Bhatt. But all are, in a way, beautiful girls. So, beauty, the definition of beauty may vary, but you have to be the best groomed within the frame that you have got. You need to be good orators. You need to be very well versed with current affairs. You need to have a purpose in terms of social relevance. You need to be fit for male pageants, especially. You need to be in shape. You need to have a good body, have a sense of style of your own. And eventually, it boils down to confidence, how confidently beautiful you are, or how comfortable you are with yourself. I always tell people that I think there's a factory in the north that produces clones of Virat Kohli. With that trimmed beard and undercut hair, like everyone just wants to look like him. But if for an ad campaign, if a brand wanted a Virat Kohli, they would get a Virat Kohli. They will never get a clone of a Virat Kohli. So you have to learn to look like yourself, but the best version of yourself.
Whenever there are pageants holded, there are 25, 30 participants, but of that, only the top three wins. Okay. Does that mean that the other 17 participants have no virtual platform or the eligibility of moving forward in life? Or is that a failure also, just a failure for them? Or is there a learning out of that as well?
Oh God, not at all. Tapsi Pannu was not a winner. She's doing so well. Lakshmi Rana was in the top 5 when Priyanka, Lara, and Diya. She was not in the top 3. She's a supermodel today. Shweta Dolly, Diana Erappa, Neha. There are so many models and actors today. Disha Patni didn't even make it to the top 30. She was Miss Indore, who never got a chance to be in the top 30. So you have to realize that it's eventually a platform. What you make of the platform, whether you're in the top 3 or not, is up to you. And in fact, for certain girls, what happens is that if you're not in the top 3, you can immediately get into a profession. You don't have to be a number 1. The most important, Parimal, is to understand your strengths and shortcomings. Not everyone is an actor, not everyone is a model, not everyone is a runway face, not everyone is a commercial face. You have to recognize what is your strength and then market yourself accordingly. And these days you have so many agencies to help pitch you the right way.
Someone has asked,
so job
Sneha Amir has asked us that what about a genuinely who wants to get into the career of modeling, but if it's less than 5'6" height, how can one focus on their strengths, and or is it of no use? A question for personal point of view. So if you're below 5'6" and still you can aspire for being a model, you can run into the modeling agencies and meet them. What are the strengths one can show?
So that when you're lesser than 5'6", you can probably look at commercial modeling, print modeling, or acting. The only major restriction, which is very height specific, is runway or ramp shows, because the designers create a collection in a particular standard size, which also is getting blurred today. But be realistic. If you're under 5'6", then you need to be a very striking face. You need to be extremely fit. You need to be a person that people notice immediately when you walk into a room. Today, if I don't have an aptitude for mathematics, I'm not going to get into that field, right? Just because that is theoretical and educational, people understand that, he's not that great in English. He shouldn't become a journalist with an English newspaper. Why? So the same thing is with fashion. There are certain prerequisites that you need to have to be able to enter the profession. Now, if you're going to just make it ambiguous, then what happens to models who are actually great models, which is what is happening today? When you keep slots for certain types, and when you want to take up a narrative where you want to be socially relevant, what you're doing is you're taking away those opportunities amongst those 100 models who are phenomenal. They work out every day, they buy expensive products for their skin, they make sure they look great, but they're not getting those jobs just because you want to have a socially relevant narrative.
Bharat, there's a question about the plus size models, that what is the market for the plus size models? OMG as a platform has not left any criteria for a height or a weight. We said we are talking about face of the year. Let the face speak by itself, and that's the first step which we have
Right.
taken as OMG face of the year between me and Rohit Reddy. But yes, it's a question that where is the market for the plus size people, and what is the market for good looking plus size people?
Oh, there's a huge market. Sabyasachi always has plus size models in his campaign. Gaurav Gupta in his shows had plus size models. There are a lot of commercial shoots and brand shoots that involve plus size models. The demand is a lot, from Varshita to Apurva to Sakshi. Recently, there's a girl called Sobia who Masaba also took in her campaign. So they are now actually they're a part of regular models now. So yeah, there is a huge demand for curve models or plus size models.
So there's a question: why cannot a small height girl can become a runway model? Is by some spiritual cognizance. Bharat, what do you need to say about this? I think markets are quite opened up in terms of the small size or the lower height models.
The basic reason is that the designers create a collection of a standard size. That's what they showcase on the runway, and that's what goes on the rack. And then when clients like us go to designers, we like a piece and then they customize it to our size. Now if designers start creating outfits in various sizes, become very difficult for them to then find that particular fit. So they have a standard chart that they create outfits to, and then models need to be that standard size to fit into it. That's why. But yeah, like how Parimal said that lines are blurring now.
There are many options today, Abhishek. We have a lot of options in this industry, apart from just being a ramp model. Today, I think there are a lot of places where you find people participating in print shoots. There are a lot of web series, a lot of theaters where people get opportunities. All you need to identify is the talent within you and what are you exactly wanting to explore. What's the talent in you which can come out as an X factor from you? Bharat, what do you need to tell him and how would you guide him?
Yeah, so there are plenty of avenues. Ramp walk is one aspect of being a model. There's acting, there's commercial modeling, there's print modeling. So, you just need to find where you fit. Print modeling and commercial modeling is more economically viable also. But India is not a country that is the best paying country when it comes to ramp shows. So, but I think it's just a rush that models get. They love that moment on the runway and that energy of it, and also it is very important. It's not so easy.
What one can expect of being a stylist professionally in terms of the income? Like the question I'm expecting is a question which is on the monetary, that how much a stylist can earn out of the profession. So what is your answer to this? It's only for you this question has come up.
You can actually it can be a full-time profession if you're very good at what you do. And there are so many Bollywood stylists also who are doing so well. Today it's not just a part-time job. Today it's not just a job that sustains you through your 20s, and in your 30s you need to start figuring your life out. It is a long sustaining profession, and you can sort of make your livelihood through that if that is what they're trying to
One
ask.
biggest question lies in our industry. A lot of people misunderstand or they feel that stylists and designers are the same. Is that true?
A stylist puts the look together. So we don't create outfits. Of course, when it's costume styling, we do recommend and we do sort of create or curate looks. But a stylist encompasses the outfits, apparel, footwear, accessories, and curates a look which is suitable for an occasion or a purpose. We don't sketch, draw, design, and create a collection that we sell in the market. So basically, designers sell a product and stylists sell a service, if that helps define it better.
That's the right word, I think. But if you have questions here, what is an actual definition of a model as per you?
I think it's just like it's a standard. When you go to buy a car, you ask for a model of a car, right? And you buy that particular model. Now, within that model, if you buy anything else, it will still be the exact same. There will be no difference. Therefore, a model creates a standard. They are a standard size, shape, or whatever. A model is not just a box bag, but is something that has a personality and adds value to that piece of clothing that the designer wants to showcase.
I think this is the best statement which somebody should record this, and of course, as we going live, we should also trying to record this. Nobody can give you better than this. Nobody can tell us better than this. Very nice, very nice. But Bharat, tell me one thing. When it comes for styling a model, uh, what is that which any styler would love to do, or how would they plan their styling? This is a very important thing to understand. How stylists put their creativities in place. Do you see the model first and then you decide the styling? Do you think about the concept first and then decide the model when you style something? What is the way which you take forward when you plan your styling?
It's a bit of both, when it's for an event, when, let's suppose, Pari says that, Bharat, I'm attending a launch party and I want you to style me. Of course, then Pari becomes the individual that is being styled, right? Then the styling happens as per Pari's aesthetics, her personality, her likes and dislikes, adding a bit of risk and adventure to what she likes, and then completing the look with accessories, footwear, appropriate outfit, keeping the event or appearance in mind. But if it's a fashion show, then it's the aesthetic of the designer. Then you actually see the outfits and then see which model would look the best in it, in terms of body proportions, in terms of shape, in terms of, that if I'm doing a show where Pari is there, now I know Pari from before. So for me, it'll be very easy to understand that, okay, this is the outfit that she'll be able to carry off really well. She's an experienced model. I can give her a gown that has a trail. But if it's a newer model, I may not want to risk an outfit which has a long trail. Newer models may not have that experience to maneuver it. So, you sort of keep those things in mind. If it's a jewelry show, you want to give longer earrings to girls who have a longer neck. It can either be outfit and then model bases the outfit, or vice versa. It can be the model and then the outfit bases the model. Depends on the occasion and purpose.
Bharat, there's a question that if somebody's of 5'6" height, and what if I dress myself in a way that I don't look that short? Will it work into an audition? Of course, I think it works when you know how to carry yourself well. But what would you recommend, Bharat, on this?
See, the thing is to create an illusion that you're longer, that you're taller. Is that you need to make your legs look longer. So, whenever you're going in for an audition, there are two ways of looking at it. Either you wear high-waisted pants. They're a great look to sort of create longer legs. Also, you can, rather than wearing pants that are too long for you, if you wear pants that finish at your ankle, skinny jeans that finish at your ankle with heels, give an illusion that you have longer legs. And also just make sure that your upper body is smaller and your lower torso, your lower body is longer. That sort of elongates your body. Vertical stripes help to sort of make you look taller. So if you want, you can wear a top or a dress with vertical stripes, so it elongates your body. Don't wear skirts that are, those skater skirts or flared skirts, or those really flowy pleated skirts. They cut your height. So wear skirts that are, more body hugging and straight, symmetric. So they elongate your body. So there are just a few hacks to sort of look taller.
Well, but somebody's asked that to be a model, is it okay to be a model with a tattoo? I'm sure this is the industry who accepts people with tattoos as well. But in what limitation is tattoo-based models accepted in this industry, Bharat?
So I don't think tattoos are that much of an issue. I know a lot of models who have tattoos, one ranging between 1 tattoo to 11 tattoos. Yeah. So the only thing is, but you need to be smart. You have a tattoo that has a significance, but is at a place which is not so visually noticeable. There are a lot of jobs that actually require models that have tattoos, and those are niche jobs. Those don't come all the time. So, I'd suggest have smaller tattoos instead of, like people have that huge tattoo on their chest, or this whole back is a tattoo and all that stuff. Because then sometimes it limits. If the designer wants to showcase you bare chest in pants or whatever, you may lose out on a job. So, it's just safer not to have too many tattoos that are very large in size, but like a Pratmesh or a Pratik Jain, extremely successful, both of them, and they are like they have so many nice aesthetic tattoos. So I don't think it's that much of an issue. But depending on how, also don't be like those wannabes. Like some people just think, oh, model banna hai, so, we should get a tattoo.
Very well said.
So be that person. Pratmesh and Pratik are very cool. They have that grunge sort of vibe. So be that person to have those tattoos. Don't be, today if I have a huge tattoo on me, people will be like, what are you trying to be? I'm not that sort of a person. So don't force it just because you think someone looks cool in them.
Somebody saying I'm 6'1" and skinny as well. I want to be a high fashion model, but a lot of agencies have rejected me. Being skinny is not the only criteria they can reject you. Correct me if I'm wrong, Bharat.
Leaner boys and skinny boys are doing better, especially for placements abroad.
Correct.
I don't think that's the criteria. Like I always do that to that same thing. Like, see, maybe you need to change your hairstyle. Maybe you need to work on your skin. Maybe you need to work on how you present yourself or how you style yourself. It's very hard to just comment by just a comment that comes here. You'll have to probably send your pictures for a better review. Just being tall does not make you a model. That's just one tick on the bucket list of what it takes to be a model, but not the only one.
Bharat, when it comes to styling, what's more difficult? Is it difficult on the ramp or it is at the shoots, so the commercials or movies? What is very difficult as a stylist? What is the main challenge which comes up to you? In which field you find yourself more challenging when it comes to styling or the pageant?
I think all three in their own different way. I think the job is not tough. I think people are tough. At a show, you get a team that is really difficult to work with. It becomes challenging. At a shoot, you get a client that's difficult to work with. It gets challenging. So, it's more to do with people than to do with the job.
And Bharat, one more thing. Recently, I just loved the styling of Adeline on the Miss Universe contest when she was also doing the national costume round. What was the inspiration? The sari, the beautiful sari, the way she presented herself. What was the inspiration? What was the planning when you did the styling completely with the dupatta on her head and walking like a true bride? She was like a moment of glory and pride when she was walking down the ramp. And so much of I had got my goosebumps when I saw her like that. I said, what made you create this style?
Yeah, so basically the thing is that in the past, what I noticed is that most girls go with like a huge national costume, even internationally, the Latinas and Asian countries, they do like this whole backpack and all of that. And to me, it became like a fancy dress competition more than a national costume, right? And it's about going back to the basic. It's about going back to how deeply rooted our culture is and what truly represents us. And I think that's what we wanted to showcase. And I think with the Indian heritage and the Indian outfits, it's very culturally driven. Like it's the intricacy of the work. It's the artisans and the karigars who do the embroidery and sit for months, with just the needle and thread and work so hard on it. Even when it's the jewelry. So that was the idea that to sort of bring the focus to the detailing instead of the extravaganza of that whole backpack and the girl walking, with that. And Adeline's a very, very beautiful face. So that was at the core essence of the look. And then we drew inspiration from the lotus. So, basically the idea was that even a lotus sort of lives in a marsh, like in the most difficult situations, it's the most beautiful flower. And, where in the most difficult times, and still she was able to hold herself so beautifully. So, that was sort of the inspiration. So when we did the veil, the color of the veil was sort of inspired by the lotus. So that was metaphorical in the situation. And she did it really well. You need a strong girl to carry off something because from a distance, it can also look like a very simple look. And what people in India don't understand is that we are so used to seeing women in saris. And, because we have probably some lady in our house and all, they wear it. But internationally, this is what they recognize us with. And this is what they think is magical about the mystic land of India, of how they pleat and how they walk with it, and it's so heavy yet they look so graceful. So even when the look went out, and when you see comments on social media, when you went to international media, they all were blown away by it. And when you look at the Indian followers on social media, they were like, "Oh, diya nahi pakda," or "वो पीछे का इतना बड़ा किधर था उसका." And so it's just that it's the simplicity which is so much more effective than the over the top sort of a look. So I think, and eventually the girl who got best national costume was Myanmar, who basically wore her regional outfit, which was sourced out of America because her luggage got lost in transit. And she had a beautiful message because in the current times, she just held up a banner which urged people to support what's happening over there. So, it's sometimes we have to understand that going back to the basics and simplicity works much better than complication.
I think this is your work in Miss Universe, and the way we've seen the styling has been phenomenal. And trust me, every style, every dress, as you rightly said, that the planning when it comes to the national costume or to any other costumes which she has worn and she's done the picture shoots. Trust me, her day one, ever since she's been there, I've been following and seeing all her dresses and attires and everything what is styled up with accessories. It's a wonderful job. It's a thing which we should learn. There is so much of inspiration. There's so much of things which go behind making a model or looking what he or she tries to look in the front of the camera in front of so many people across, even the international markets when you're representing such pageants. It's a big responsibility. Were you ever nervous while doing this type of things?
Our profession is such that we're only as good as the model is, right? So it's kudos to her for carrying off the outfit so well and wearing them the way they're meant to look and to bringing her own personality to the outfit. So, till the time she was so confident in the looks, I don't think we had much to sort of bother about. But, even in shows, it eventually I can put anything on a model, but when she goes on the ramp and how she twirls and she uses the fabric and how she poses on the head ramp, she like it's the girl, it's the model who brings herself to the outfit and makes it look great. There's only that much we can do. So I think it's more credit to models and pageant winners than to a designer and a stylist, because that's what people see. Today, if she wore an outfit badly, people would have just turned around and said that, oh God, ye kya pehna diya usko, or acha nahi hai, and kaisa design hai. So, people sort of, it's to the person who wears the outfit that makes it look beautiful.
True. Bharat, what do you find? Do you find a lot of tantrums coming from models these days? When you style them or when you tell them to wear this and this, nahi, ye nahi pehenna hai, how will you make it?
Not really. You'd be shocked to know that tantrums come more from male models than female models.
Wow. So I hope it was you enjoy talking to OMG people and contestants here. Bharat has been doing a lot of talk shows, a lot of webinars, a lot of live shows, and I was scared to talk to Bharat today, for a minute.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak and to share whatever little that I know.
I think a lot of people have appreciated
so thank you.
getting you on board.
Thank you, Parimal, for having me.
The successful thing I could ever do is to get you on board and talk to people around. And your recent alliances with Miss Universe have really helped a lot of people here to learn a lot of things about styling. And moving forward, we surely see you coming back to us as one of our juries and mentors on OMG very soon. So wait for Bharat coming back soon on a lot of other adventures of Blank Canvas. We'll be happy to get all of you as a team somewhere or the other in association with Blank Canvas.